If you've crossed the age of 60, listen carefully because there's one seemingly harmless daily habit you might be repeating that's quietly pushing your heart toward the edge of danger. As a cardiologist, I've seen far too many seniors walk into my clinic looking perfectly healthy, only to leave with a diagnosis of high blood pressure, clogged arteries, or even a looming risk of heart attack. The scariest part? They had no idea they were doing anything wrong. Do you know which habit might be silently destroying your heart? Just one small action, repeated daily, could be weakening your heart minute by minute. Today, I'm going to reveal the 10 most dangerous habits that seniors need to stop immediately in order to protect their hearts. Each of these habits increases the risk of heart failure, stroke, or even sudden cardiac death. But here's the good news. You can absolutely make a change. Once you know what to stop and what to do instead, you can keep your heart strong and live longer. Make sure you read through this entire article, because habit number 1, the most dangerous one, is something most seniors do without even realizing it. If you skip it, your risk of heart problems could double. Let's begin the journey of protecting your heart right now. First, if you find this information helpful, save this article or share it with your loved ones. Heart health is no joke, especially after 60. Your heart has been working tirelessly for decades, and now is the time to give it the attention it truly deserves. Let's discover the first habit on the list together. Habit 1. Sitting too much and skipping. Daily movement. Have you ever thought that sitting for hours watching TV, reading a book, or just lying down to rest could be a serious threat to your heart? For seniors, a lack of physical activity is one of the biggest mistakes I see in my clinic. Many people tell me, "Doctor, I'm old now. How can I exercise?" But I'm not asking you to go to the gym or run a marathon. What I'm begging you to do is walk. Just walk. Just 30 minutes of walking each day at a pace that feels comfortable for you can reduce your risk of heart attack by nearly 50%. Did you hear that clearly? Nearly half the risk can disappear simply by standing up and moving. When you sit for too long, your blood flow slows down, like a river being blocked. Fat begins to build up in your arteries, your heart has to work harder, and your blood pressure rises. Over time, this leads to heart failure, stroke, or even worse outcomes. Imagine your heart like a machine that's been running for decades. If you don't maintain it with movement, that machine will wear out and break down. Walking not only improves circulation, but it also increases oxygen to the brain, reduces stress, and helps control weight, blood sugar, and cholesterol, all of which are enemies of the heart. You don't need expensive equipment or a fancy gym. All you need is a comfortable pair of shoes and a nearby road or path. Try breaking it up. 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening. You'll feel the difference in just a few weeks. I once had a patient, Mrs. Callista, 68 years old, who constantly complained of fatigue and shortness of breath. She said she was too old to move around. But after I convinced her to walk for 20 minutes a day, just 3 months later, she had lost 11 pounds. Her blood pressure had stabilized, and most importantly, she felt full of energy. She told me, "Doctor, I wish I had done this sooner. Don't wait until your chest tightens with pain to start. Begin today. Stand up, take a walk around your home, and let your heart thank you with every step." But movement isn't everything. Another factor, one that seems small but is incredibly dangerous, is something most seniors overlook: their diet. Habit 2. Eating too much salt, without realizing it. If you think simply avoiding the salt shaker at the dinner table is enough, you're making a big mistake. Salt isn't just in that little jar sitting on your table, it's hiding in the foods you eat every day. Canned soups, bread, sauces, pickles, chips, and processed meals. Have you ever noticed these foods make you thirstier than usual? That's your body signaling it's under pressure from too much salt. Too much salt causes your body to retain water, increasing the volume of blood and placing more pressure on your arteries. This leads to high blood pressure, a silent enemy I like to call the symptomless killer. High blood pressure damages your heart, kidneys, and brain without clear warning signs until it's too late. I once treated a patient, Mr. Adam, 72 years old, who was hospitalized for heart failure simply because of his daily habit of eating instant noodles and pickled vegetables. He had no idea his favorite foods were slowly destroying his heart. Older adults should consume no more than 1,500 milligrams of salt a day. That's less than 1 teaspoon. Check food labels, avoid processed foods, and try cooking at home using herbs, lemon, or ginger for flavor. I understand you might worry that your food will taste bland, but within just 2 weeks of cutting back on salt, your taste buds will adjust and your heart will be healthier. A small change, like choosing unsalted walnuts instead of salted ones or skipping the bacon, can make a big difference. I remember a saying my grandmother used to tell me: salt makes life flavorful, but too much of it shortens your life. Pay attention to salt, because it can quietly cut your life short if you don't take control. Habit 3, greasy or processed. Breakfast foods. Have you ever started your day with a breakfast of bacon, sausage, buttered bread, or sugary cereal? These foods may be tasty, but they're silently turning your breakfast into a ticking time bomb for your heart. As a cardiologist, I've noticed something alarming. Most heart attacks happen in the morning, often right after people eat breakfasts like these. Why? Because your blood is thicker in the morning, and a meal high in saturated fat, trans fat, or sugar makes your heart work overtime. These foods raise cholesterol, cause inflammation in your blood vessels, and spike your blood pressure. If you're over 60, your body simply can't handle that kind of stress every day. I once had a patient, Mrs. Evelyn, 65 years old, who loved sausage sandwiches for breakfast. After being hospitalized with chest pain, she realized this habit had been damaging her heart for years. Instead, choose heart-friendly breakfast options: a bowl of oatmeal with some berries, a boiled egg, or whole grain toast with plant-based spread. Even a simple fruit smoothie can give you energy without harming your arteries. These foods help lower cholesterol, improve digestion, and keep you energized throughout the day. Breakfast isn't just a meal, it's a chance to nourish your heart from the very start of your day. If you're unsure about which foods are best for your heart, don't worry. Many older adults face the same challenge. That's why we developed the Senior Health Tracker app, a simple tool that helps you log your meals, reminds you to choose heart-healthy options, and gives personalized suggestions based on your age. Download the app today and start your mornings with the confidence that you're protecting your heart. But that's not all. There's another habit that may seem relaxing, but is actually harming your heart in a way you'd never expect. Join me in the next section to find out what it is and how you can change it before it's too late. If you've read this far, you're on the right path to protecting your heart. In the previous section, we talked about sitting too much, eating too much salt, and greasy breakfasts, habits that many older adults fall into without realizing. But the story doesn't end there. There are other habits seemingly harmless that are quietly damaging your heart every single day. As a cardiologist, I've seen patients who thought they were healthy, but just a few small habits put them at serious risk of heart failure or stroke. Want to know what might be silently harming your heart? Keep reading with me, because what comes next may surprise you, especially habit number 7, something many believe is healthy but can actually be dangerous. If you're feeling worried or curious, don't stop now. This information could be the key to living a longer, healthier life and enjoying your golden years with your family. Save this article or share it with your loved ones so you can all make changes together for a healthier heart. And if you haven't downloaded the Senior Health Tracker app yet, give it a try today. It makes tracking your heart health easy. Now, let's continue with habit number 7 on this dangerous list. Habit 4, drinking alcohol regularly. Even just a small glass. Have you ever heard someone say, a glass of wine a day is good for the heart? For younger people, that might be true in some cases. But if you're over 60, let me give you a word of caution. Alcohol, even just a little, can become your heart's enemy. At this age, your body no longer processes alcohol the way it used to. Your liver works slower, your blood pressure rises faster, and the risk of irregular heart rhythms, like atrial fibrillation, can spike with just 1 or 2 drinks a day. I once treated a patient, Mr. Austin, 67 years old, who loved sipping a glass of wine in the evening to relax. He believed it helped him sleep better, but after being hospitalized for atrial fibrillation, a condition where the heart beats irregularly, he realized that his daily drink had been quietly damaging his heart. Alcohol doesn't just harm your heart muscle, it also leads to fat buildup around the heart, increases inflammation, and interferes with the effects of blood pressure, diabetes, or cholesterol medications. Even more concerning, many older adults turn to alcohol to relieve stress or help them sleep. But in reality, alcohol lowers sleep quality, raises nighttime blood pressure, and forces the heart to work harder. If you already have heart disease, alcohol becomes even more dangerous. My advice? It's best to quit entirely. But if you still want to drink, limit it to no more than one small glass a day, and not every day. Instead of alcohol, try a cup of herbal tea or unsweetened fruit juice. These options are not only safer, but they also support a healthier heart. Remember, one drink may relax you in the moment, but it can cost you years of life if you're not careful. There's a saying, alcohol gives you rosy cheeks, but be careful, it can wear down your heart. Don't let this habit become a lifelong regret. Habit 5, bottling up, stress or anger. Have you ever kept your emotions, stress, anger, or sadness bottled up just because you thought, I don't want to bother anyone? I understand that many older adults often choose to stay silent and endure things because they don't want to be a burden to their family or friends. But hear me out. Holding in negative emotions is not a sign of strength. It's a ticking time bomb for your heart. When you suppress stress or anger, your body produces cortisol and adrenaline, two hormones that make your heart beat faster, constrict your blood vessels, and spike your blood pressure. Over time, this can lead to heart attacks, strokes, or even sudden cardiac death. I once treated a patient, Mrs. Serafina, 70 years old, who had a perfect diet but still developed heart disease. The reason? She lived under constant stress from worrying about her children and grandchildren, but never shared it with anyone. She told me, Doctor, I thought I had gotten used to the stress, but after 60, your heart is no longer strong enough to weather such emotional storms. So, what should you do? Find healthy ways to release your emotions. Talk to a friend, join a senior community group, or try meditating for just 10 minutes a day. Even journaling or practicing deep breathing can help relieve stress. I remember a wise old saying, a peaceful mind brings a healthy body. Your heart isn't just a blood-pumping machine. It feels what your mind carries. Let it rest by keeping your spirit calm and at peace. And don't stop here, because the next habit is even more concerning. It's about your sleep, something many older adults think is normal, but in reality could be a dangerous warning sign. Habit 6, ignoring snoring or sleep apnea. Do you think snoring is just an annoying sound, or even something to laugh about? If you're over 60, think again. Loud snoring, especially when accompanied by pauses in breathing during sleep, can be a sign of sleep apnea, a condition that affects millions of older adults. The scary part is, many people don't even realize they have it. They just feel tired during the day, wake up with headaches, or struggle with memory issues, never connecting the dots back to their sleep. Sleep apnea causes sudden drops in your body's oxygen levels, disrupts your sleep, and leads to long-term damage to your heart. As a cardiologist, I always ask my patients about snoring. Why? Because this condition increases the risk of high blood pressure, arrhythmias, stroke, and even sudden cardiac death. I once treated Mr. John, 64 years old, who constantly felt exhausted despite getting 8 hours of sleep. His wife said he snored loudly and sometimes stopped breathing in his sleep. After testing, we found he had sleep apnea, just a few months of using a CPAP machine, a device that helps maintain breathing during sleep, and he said he felt reborn. If your loved ones tell you that you snore loudly, stop breathing, or gasp for air in your sleep, don't ignore it. Get checked. A simple overnight sleep study can diagnose the issue, and treatments like a CPAP machine or oral appliance can protect your heart while you sleep. Sleep is when your body heals, and if you're not sleeping well, your heart pays the price. Snoring isn't just a sound, it's a warning. Listen to it before it's too late. But that's not all. There's another habit that most of us know is dangerous, yet many older adults still underestimate how serious it really is. Let's explore habit 7 in the next section. Something you need to stop today to save your heart. If you've come this far with me, you're holding valuable information to protect your heart. We've talked about dangerous habits like sitting too much, eating too much salt, starting your day with greasy breakfasts, drinking alcohol regularly, suppressing stress, and ignoring snoring during sleep. These things, though seemingly small, are silently harming your heart every day. But don't worry, you still have the chance to change. In this section, we'll go over the last 3 habits, things I, as a cardiologist, see many older adults struggle with without realizing how serious they really are. In particular, habit 10 is the most common and the most dangerous one I encounter in my clinic. If you're over 60, you need to know this now, so you won't regret it later. Are you curious to find out which habit is pushing your heart to the edge? Keep going with me, because what's coming next could change your life forever. If you find this information helpful, please share it with your friends or family so they can protect their hearts too. And don't forget to download the Senior Health Tracker app. It's like having a little doctor in your pocket, helping you easily track your eating habits, exercise, and heart health. Now, let's explore habit number 4 together. A habit you might think is obvious, but is actually extremely dangerous. Habit 7, smoking or exposure to secondhand smoke. You've probably heard hundreds of times that smoking is dangerous, but if you're over 60, let me emphasize this. Even one cigarette a day, or simply breathing in smoke from others, can be poison for your heart. Smoking doesn't just harm your lungs, it directly attacks the lining of your arteries, causing inflammation and promoting plaque buildup, leading to artery blockage and heart attacks. At your age, blood vessels have become more fragile, and smoke makes them even more likely to rupture and narrow. I once treated a patient, Mrs. Bonnie, 66 years old, who never smoked but lived with her husband, a longtime smoker. She developed heart disease despite having no other risk factors, simply from daily exposure to secondhand smoke. There is no safe level of exposure. Even light cigarettes or vaping cause similar harm. Studies show that quitting smoking for just a few months significantly reduces your heart risk, and your body starts to heal itself. I know quitting isn't easy, especially if you've smoked for decades, but talk to your doctor, try nicotine patches, or join a support group. There's a saying I love: quitting smoking is giving your heart a new breath. Every clean breath is a chance for your heart to recover. If you're thinking, I only smoke a little, it's probably fine. Stop right now. Every cigarette is a punch to your heart. Make the decision today. Say, I quit, and let your body start healing tomorrow. But there's another habit, seemingly harmless and modern, that's quietly damaging your heart, especially at night when you need rest the most. Habit 8, using your phone or watching TV late at night. Do you often scroll through your phone, catch up on the news, or leave the TV on before going to bed? Many older adults do this for entertainment or to feel less lonely. But if you're over 60, listen carefully. This habit is more dangerous than you think. The blue light from phone or TV screens disrupts melatonin, a hormone that helps you sleep well. When your sleep is disturbed, your blood pressure rises at night. Insulin becomes unbalanced, and your heart endures unnecessary stress. I once treated Mr. Jack, 62 years old, who had a habit of scrolling through his phone late into the night to read the news. He suffered from arrhythmia and always felt tired, not understanding why. After I advised him to turn off screens at least an hour before bedtime, his health improved dramatically. It's not just the blue light that's harmful, what you watch matters too. Stressful news, social media, or intense dramas increase stress hormones, making your heart beat faster and your brain unable to rest. My advice is simple. Turn off your phone, TV, or any screen at least 1 hour before sleep. Instead, try reading a book, listening to soft music, or doing some gentle stretches. There's a saying my grandmother often told me: night is for the heart to rest. Don't let the light steal your sleep. Quality sleep is when your heart recovers. Don't steal that chance from it. With just this small change, you'll feel more alert, your blood pressure will stabilize, and your heart will be healthier. And now, we come to the most dangerous habit, the one I see in most of my elderly patients. If you remember only one thing from this article, let it be this. Habit 10, ignoring high blood pressure or not taking medication. Consistently. If you're over 60, stop for a moment and ask yourself, are you managing your blood pressure? High blood pressure is the silent killer I talk about so often in my clinic. Many older adults feel healthy and think they no longer need their blood pressure medication. But this is a deadly mistake. High blood pressure often shows no obvious symptoms, yet it quietly damages your heart, brain, and kidneys. Just missing a few days of medication can cause a sudden spike in blood pressure, leading to a heart attack or stroke. I once treated a patient, Mr. Marvin, 69 years old, who stopped taking his blood pressure medicine because he thought he was fine. 1 week later, he was rushed to the hospital with a heart attack. Blood pressure medication is not something you can skip lightly. It's a lifeline. If you experience side effects, don't stop taking it on your own. Talk to your doctor to adjust the dosage. Also, get a blood pressure monitor for home use. Record your readings daily, and take your medication on time. A small tip: use a pill organizer or set reminders on your phone so you don't forget. High blood pressure thickens the heart muscle, narrows arteries, and leads to heart failure. But you can fully control it if you take it seriously. One pill a day can save you from years of suffering. As our elders often say, better safe than sorry. Don't gamble with your heart. We've gone through 10 dangerous habits, from sitting too much, eating salty foods, unhealthy breakfasts, drinking alcohol, suppressing stress, ignoring snoring, smoking, using screens late at night, eating fried foods, to neglecting high blood pressure. Each of these habits can bring you closer to cardiovascular risks, but the good news is, you can start changing today. Your heart has been beating non-stop for decades without asking for anything. Now, it needs your care. Just by dropping one harmful habit and adding a good one, like walking, eating less salt, or getting proper sleep, you can make a big difference. Start today. Download the Senior Health Tracker app to get reminders and tips on eating, exercising, and caring for your heart. If you found this article helpful, please share it with your loved ones and leave a comment about which habit you want to change. And don't miss our next article, where I'll reveal the foods you should avoid to prevent heart attacks. You'll be surprised by the list. Thank you for taking the time to read. See you in the next article, and wishing you good health and a strong heart.